This weekend, the most intense cycle of violence broke out along the Israeli-Gaza border in 4 years since the war back in 2008. Palestinian militants have fired over 70 rockets and mortars on the communities of southern Israel. At least 3 Israelis have been moderately injured from flying shrapnel. At least 5 Palestinians have been killed in counterstrikes by the Israeli Air Force. One of those dead is considered to be a militant from Islamic Jihad. Now, the fighting started on Saturday when an Israeli army jeep was attacked.
An IDF routine patrol in a jeep outside of Gaza was driving when an anti-tank missile targeted the jeep and caused serious wounds to the 4 soldiers that were there. 2 of them were severely wounded. 1 was moderately, 1 was lightly. We had to answer with fire back to the sources of those that fired the anti-tank missiles. And after doing that, the answer we received was barrages of rockets directed towards Israeli civilians.
The attack on the IDF jeep was claimed by Hamas's military wing and the PFLP, or the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. They said it was revenge for the death of a Palestinian child in a recent cross-border fight. Israel's counterstrikes late Saturday and Sunday left 5 Palestinians dead, 4 civilians, and at least 1 Islamic Jihad militant. Islamic Jihad then retaliated by pounding southern Israel with a barrage of rockets beginning on Saturday. More than 70 crashed down in just 24 hours. Iron Dome batteries intercepted the long-range rockets headed to the big cities of Ashdod and Beersheba. But communities along the border in the Eshkol and Shara Negev regions spent the weekend hearing red alarms and running for cover. A factory in Sderot took a direct hit, and 3 Israelis were moderately hurt. On Sunday, normal life was still on hold.
Kids are at home, not going to school. The Home Front Command has issued special orders for those residents living in the area of the shelling, asking them to stay near shelters or in shelters and forbid them from sending the kids to school. There are still fire of mortars and rockets coming into Israel. In the IDF, we will do whatever we need in order to defend the civilians in this country.
The Army says they are on constant alert. The day before the Jeep attack, another potentially deadly terrorist attack failed.
We found a tunnel, a deadly explosive tunnel, 2 days ago, filled with a very big amount of explosives. It was detonated, and luckily not a soldier was hurt. But obviously, we understand that the different terror organizations are either competing with each other to kill as many Israelis as possible, or just targeting us because that's one of the ideologies that they believe in.
At his weekly cabinet meeting, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu threatened to escalate the army's response if the rocket fire didn't stop. The world has to understand, he said, that Israel will not sit idly by in the face of attempts to attack the country. Israel holds Hamas responsible for all rocket fire, including those shot by its rival, Islamic Jihad. However, few in Israel expect Defense Minister Ehud Barak to order a large-scale military operation in Gaza. It's more likely that Israel will continue to aggressively respond with airstrikes to rocket attacks. Keeping the Gaza border quiet is more essential than ever. Israel is facing new terrorist threats from its Sinai border and now possible mortar fire from its northern Syrian border as the violent civil war threatens to spill over into Israel. That's why some experts here believe that when it comes to Gaza, the army may decide to return to its controversial practice of assassinating terrorist ringleaders rather than launching another war. Jordana Miller, JN1, Jerusalem.